NBA playing basketball. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are going to be doing a top 10 mock draft of the upcoming NBA draft. Now, this video is going to be a little different, and you will see why. My editor had this idea, say, let's do a top 10, and I said, why not? Let's get my sports fans involved. So with that being said, let's dive right in. With the first pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs pick Victor Wembanyama, center from France. Hopefully that's the only one that I botched, but if you guys want to know why, to my man, my draft analyst, Joe Farrow.
All right, so Bobby started off his draft with the generational talent at the center spot. Victor Wembanyama is 7'2", 210 pounds, can stretch the floor, has incredible shot blocking ability. And like I said, he's generational. He's the most hyped prospect to come into the NBA since LeBron James. And the San Antonio Spurs find a way to do it again, landing an otherworldly talent at the center position at the first overall pick in the draft.
With the second pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Brandon Miller, forward out of Alabama. We all know that name, and it's a much easier name to pronounce. And why? To Joe Farrow.
The Brandon Miller fit for Charlotte Hornets, I feel, is a very good one. There is another prospect who, we'll see where he falls in Bobby's mock, but Scoot Henderson, he's a guard. The Charlotte Hornets already have their franchise guard in LaMelo Ball. Brandon Miller, he was the best player in college basketball this season, but a lot of this year's draft doesn't hinge on college basketball specifically. Some overseas guys, some other program guys, G League. Brandon Miller, he is 6'9", 200 pounds. He's had some off the court issues, but he's a really, really tremendous athlete, and he has a very similar game to Paul George. His frame is ready for the league already. He definitely can add some weight, very similar to Victor Wembanyama in that aspect. Like, a lot of these guys come in super young. They're 19, 20 years old at this point, and they got to add to their frame. But Brandon Miller already has an NBA-ready frame. He has the athleticism to fit in immediately, make an immediate impact next to LaMelo Ball in Charlotte, and I feel like it's going to be a very good fit there.
With the third pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Scoot Henderson, guard from the G League, to my man Joe Farrow.
So Scoot Henderson does end up going 3. He is 6'2" and 196 pounds. He is the best guard in this class by a long shot. The Portland pick is one that can be moved, but I think in any scenario, Scoot Henderson is still going to be the guy to go number 3. He's also could be a generational talent. He's an athletic freak. He draws comparisons to Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook for that reason. Hopefully he avoids the injury bug that Derrick Rose was bit with. But anybody who has a top 3 pick in this class whatsoever should be thanking their lucky stars, because all 3 of these guys are incredible and you really can't lose. Even though you miss out on the generational guy in Victor Wembanyama, you still end up with 3 absolute incredible players in the top 3. And Scoot Henderson will end up going 3 in all likelihood, and either Anthony Simons or Damian Lillard will likely be moved, or somebody else will fly up into this spot to take Scoot Henderson because he's that damn good. He is not going past the number 3 pick.
With the fourth pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Cam Whitmore, forward out of Villanova. And you might be shocked by this, but to Joe Farrow.
Houston Rockets go Cam Whitmore out of Villanova. I think he has the most NBA-ready frame out of anybody in this class. He's 6'7", 232 pounds. He's also very similar. He can compare to Jaylen Brown. Very versatile defender, can score at the rim and from beyond the arc. He shot 34% from 3 this season at Villanova. The Rockets are a team where they could be having a reunion with a certain superstar, James Harden, this offseason, and then you'll have year 3 Jalen Green along with him, budding superstar Alperen Sengun at the center spot, and Jabari Smith Jr. Cam Whitmore sliding in at the 3 spot, along with with that crew should be fun to see. You would even have Kevin Porter Jr. off the bench unless they move him. That seems to be a team with the addition of Cam Whitmore that would be poised for a lot of success.
The 5th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Taylor Hendricks, forward out of UCF. Halfway done to my man Pharaoh.
So the Pistons take Taylor Hendricks at number 5. He's a forward out of UCF. He's a very good scorer. He's shown some promise at the power forward position. He averaged 16 points and 7 rebounds as a freshman with almost 2 blocks per game. Again, as a freshman, he has a 7'2" wingspan, I believe, at like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". I don't have the exact, but that's somebody that their new head coach Monty Williams seems to like a lot, as he's coached guys like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson over in Phoenix, which seems to fit like his style of player. I feel like he would fit really well next to Cade Cunningham, and he would be able to space the floor next to Jalen Duren, who's not he's not a stretch 5 by any means, but Taylor Hendricks shot 40% from 3 this year at UCF, so I feel like he could add a lot to that Detroit Pistons offense and provide some great quality defense down low for them as well.
With the 6th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Amen Thompson. Now he's coming out of the group Overtime Elite. Pharaoh, to you.
All right, and now at number 6, we finally get one of the Thompson twins from the Overtime Elite. Obviously, I believe it makes sense why Amen is going to go first, Amen Thompson, because he is 6'7", 215, legitimate athletic freak. He has second-level speed. He's compared to Ja Morant at 6'7", because there's really no other comparison for a guy at 6'7" to have the type of speed and athleticism that he has. His brother is also quite incredible. He's going to be a very good NBA player. But Amen Thompson has court vision like I don't think anybody else in this class. And it makes sense why teams value him higher than his brother in that aspect. So he's going to be an incredible player, and it'll make sense for the Orlando Magic to take Amen Thompson to be their lead guard to pair with Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero.
With the 7th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers select Jarace Walker, forward out of Houston. My man Pharaoh.
Indiana Pacers, it seems that we are going with Jarace Walker from Houston, the forward. He's 6'8", 240 pounds, also has a very much NBA-ready frame for his spot. He averaged 11 points and 6 rebounds for Houston this year. He's a very versatile forward, but I could also see him being used a lot as a small ball 5 in the league. I see him very similar as like a Julius Randle type player, so just a guy that really, he has untapped potential. He's still raw on the offensive end of the floor. He can certainly blossom into a very formidable scorer in this league, which is why I have him pegged as like a Julius Randle comparison. So I think that would be a really good pick and a nice fit for Indiana, getting a forward that could play the 5 next to Miles Turner and with Benedict Mathurin and Tyrese Haliburton.
With the 8th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select guard Ausar Thompson, and he's coming out of the same group, Overtime Elite. Joseph Pharaoh.
And here goes the other Thompson twin, Ausar Thompson, to the Washington Wizards, which actually makes a lot of sense. He is also 6'7". He is 218 pounds, but a lot of NBA teams are starting to see him as a little bit more of a catch-and-shoot wing as opposed to the playmaker that his brother is. They play together on the Overtime Elite and just put on shows all year long. He's also an unreal athlete. Let's not get that twisted, but his brother, again, with the playmaking ability, has him going at 6 to the Magic and Ausar Thompson going 8 to the Wizards. Ausar compares more to like an Andrew Wiggins in a sense with his modern game, where he's going to be able to defend anybody with his size, defend probably 1 through 4, using his athleticism. He has a high ceiling as well. I think he could develop more offensively, but right now he can come into the league immediately, be a very valuable 3-and-D catch-and-shoot kind of guy.
With the 9th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Anthony Black, guard out of Arkansas. Joe Pharaoh, you know what to do, my man.
At number 9, the Utah Jazz go with Anthony Black out of Arkansas. He is a 6'7", 200-pound point guard. Yeah, 6'7", 200-pound point guard. He's a decent athlete. He's not the best by any means. He's very similar to Josh Giddey of the Oklahoma City Thunder in a sense, where court vision off the charts. Him and Amen Thompson, top 2 in this class without a doubt in that aspect. Mike Conley is currently the Utah Jazz point guard, and he is only getting older, and the Jazz are trying to get younger, which is why they traded Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, trying to get some of these picks to turn into contenders again. Putting, I think, Anthony Black next to Walker Kessler at least is a very good start to their rebuild. Anthony Black should be one of the best guards in this class without a doubt.
And with the 10th and final pick in this mock draft at least, the Dallas Mavericks select Keontae George, shooting guard out of Baylor. And for the last time, over to you, Joe Farrow.
And finally, at number 10, Dallas Mavericks, Keontae George out of Baylor. 6'4", 185. Might be a shock because everybody in this class seems to be at least 6'7" or taller. But he's a little bit of a smaller guy. Like 6'4" is not small by any means. I don't really know what I'm saying there. But he's a very good shot creator. He's good in the catch and shoot as well. He would fit very well next to Luka Doncic because as Luka's very ball dominant. Or he could be an elite level 6 man, depending on what Kyrie Irving ends up doing. If he stays or if he leaves in Dallas for the remainder of his time, he's just going to be a guy that could provide a very good scoring punch. And I see him very similar to Jamal Murray kind of player with that type of skill set.
And that completes the top 10 of the 2023 NBA mock draft. Not a super big NBA fan, but it was interesting to do, and I'm curious to see how close I come, and if one trade gets thrown in there, it's just going to all get messed up. But thank you to my buddy Joe Farrow. Check out his podcast, The Scoop on Hoops. It's a very creative logo. You really can't miss it, and he does great work.
Overall, Bob, I think you actually did a really good job with this top 10. A lot of the fits make a lot of sense. And this draft class, specifically the top 10, has a lot of really nice players. There's some other guys that could sneak in there, specifically like Brady Dick out of Kansas, the true freshman. There's a lot of hype going on with him right now. There's a couple other guys that could sneak in. Won't get in too much, but I'm excited to see how it plays out. And Bob, thank you for having me as your draft analyst.
Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. That helps me. And we have a goal, 500 by October 15th. That's my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. But until next time, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.